Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to this pick a pile reading. We do have two piles on the table. Again, as the title says, this is for any messages that you need from your angels and your masters. All right. The first pile has this gorgeous rhodonite crystal, and the second pile is this gorgeous blue opal. All right. I will leave the timestamps in the description box, and I'll see you in your pile. All right, those of you that chose pile number one with rhodonite. Rhodonite is great for the heart chakra. It's great for love and self-love, compassion, kindness, and most importantly, forgiveness. It's a really good stone for grounding, like most stones of this nature are base. I'm not really an expert on crystals and stones, but I do know a little bit about the ones that I have. So yeah, this is a really good stone for clearing out the pain body, the emotional pain body. All right, so it could be what you may be experiencing at this time, or you just chose it because it's gorgeous. Intuition and all. All right, first card out, the Spirit Fox. Trust your talents in changing times. Second card out, creativity. So you have creativity guides, which I'm definitely getting Archangel Sandalphon from that. Oh my God. Look at, oh, I can't. You can't make it up. You just can't. Here he is, Archangel Sandalphon, with you now, literally. Thank you, Archangel Sandalphon, for making your presence known. I can't make it up. This situation will improve. So if you had an inquiry, right, if you were curious about something and needed an answer on it, well, your angels and your masters and your spirit guides are saying, that was really off center, are saying that it will improve. It will get better. All right. We'll read it all together. You have Queen Esther, the morning star, so Venus as well. Definitely getting Venus. My ego is in service of my soul, and I trust my soul's divine timing. All right, so choosing the soul over the ego. We have Hephaestus. Oh, okay, interesting. Work. He has a very interesting story. Look at that, the master number 22 of the Builder. Also coming in. You might be seeing a lot of twos. Beloved one, Archangel Chamuel is here as well. I'm helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. I had a feeling that this pile is going through something as far as a relationship goes. And it is a soulmate contract. I was planning on doing a soul contract reading soon. So stay tuned for that. The Ebens, mystery, reading between the lines, and intuition. I said that, like your intuition. It was just like, this is the prettiest crystal out of the two. I want that one. It's got a message for me. It's just, that's how you chose this reading, I feel like. Anyway, Ebens, with that strong intuition of yours. Blue Dragon from the Pleiades. Not surprised there with that strong intuition. Prepares you to accept source healing, accept a heart activation. Again, Rhodonites for that. Give and receive heart healing. So you already chose that just by choosing Rhodonite. Like you already know that you're going through some kind of heart, emotional, pain body activation. All right, and healing. Ooh, I keep hitting the mic. I'm sorry. Earth and air. Stabilization, physical integration, and mental clearing. Earth and air. So bringing those two together, right? Heaven and earth. That's what I'm getting out of that. And bringing heaven to earth, like creating your own heaven on earth. So also manifestation. Rejuvenation, purification, healing shield. Again, very heart chakra activated. Also 17 is a very significant number. Okay, so your team of light, specifically your angels and ascended masters, we already spoke on the fact that you have Archangel Chamuel, Archangel Sandalphon, Queen Esther, the morning star of Venus. You have the blue dragons, you also have the Pleiadians, and you have the Ebens. And as far as Hephaestus goes, he wants to show you the way of work, meaning, and I want to start with Hephaestus because this story is very interesting. I won't bore you. I won't talk about it for a million hours. You can look it up if you want to. But the main point here is that he was born deformed but had this beautiful creative talent, all right? And he made basically all the gods and titans, all of their weapons, and all of their tools. He was a wonderful craftsman. And I feel like that's kind of, I feel like it's reflecting on your story, right? And your angels and your guides and your masters are reminding you that just because you went through so much pain and trauma, right, doesn't mean that you don't have anything beautiful to share, because you do. You have this wonderful gift, this wonderful creative gift. You are a craftsman at it, and it's time to get to work, basically, is what I'm getting the message for. Now, you do need some kind of rejuvenation, maybe some period of recovery, maybe a period of rest, to kind of get yourself grounded, because there's this need. There's a lot in the air, like literally, it just feels like there's a lot in the air right now. But also, I feel like you're going through allergies or something, because I feel like there's something about, I'm seeing pollen, and I'm like, my nose is itchy. I mean, I go through my own allergy issues, but I'm feeling that you also go through allergy issues, like seasonal allergies. And then there's the mental clarity part of this earth and air card that's definitely coming in. All right, so you have, let's just say that you have 555 on the camera. You have to have the space to have the space. Do you get what I mean? You need space. And it's okay to be up in the clouds. There's also this message coming through. It's okay to be up in the clouds. Like, it's okay to daydream. There's nothing wrong with daydreaming and fantasizing and visualizing, because it's a very creative way for you to manifest, actually. There's something here about a relationship, all right? Music, Archangel Sandalphon, obviously. But your creative talent, whatever that is, helps you to cope, helps you to process life, and definitely whatever this relationship is. Oh, the fox also. How did I forget? You have the fox spirit animal right now. So look that up. Because let's bring it to that. The fox is a very clever animal, teaches you about cleverness, about stealth, also about being sort of incognito and needing to blend in where you need to blend in. A fox is also very cunning, and a good animal that can show us how to be better at practical planning, better at preparation, right? Better at saving for a rainy day, almost, kind of a thing, and being smart, being calculated. They have great hearing too. If you look up, like, well, if not all foxes, I don't know if all foxes, but I remember watching something. I think it was probably on the Discovery Channel. Who knows? It was a while ago, but I watched something about an Arctic fox being able to hear like 10 feet into the snow and ground to find their prey, to be able to eat the field mice. And they can hear so well, like 10 feet into the ground. So for some reason, that's a message right now. Being a good listener, as in listening to the signs, listening to your guides, listening. That might be, you might be clairaudient also. That might be a way that your intuition speaks to you. You might hear things more than anything. Like hear voices in your head, but not in a crazy way, But also hearing, just you hear things that other people don't. There's also a side message here. It might be about this specific relationship that's trying to heal. That Archangel Chamuel is trying to heal this soulmate relationship for you. But it's like you're hearing things, like you're hearing. I don't know if it's gossip or rumors or just basically someone talking shit, or trying to create drama, trying to create a problem where there doesn't need to be a problem. Just let it be. Just let it be. All right. It doesn't matter. It's at the point where you just need to be the fox, right? Follow the fox. Listen to the fox. The fox has wonderful messages for you about just being incognito. Being that fly on the wall. Let things play out. Let them. The situation will improve, right? The situation will heal. Your life in general is about to improve. I feel like you're about to kind of go off in a really cool direction. Actually, it feels like it looks like, I don't know why I'm getting the word just cool. Like I just keep hearing cool. Like this is cool. Something is about to enter your life. Like this feels it's interesting because you have the Ebens here about mystery. So it's almost like it's new. It's not something that you know everything about. Maybe you're just not I guess I don't want to say educated, but that's the best word that I could think of. Like, you're not educated in this thing, whatever this is. You're not experienced. That's a better word. There we go. But it's new and it's exciting and it's intriguing and it's cool. All right, everything's gonna be cool. Pretty cool. All right. I'm not gonna start quoting The Office, but yeah. What else have we got here? The Pleiadians. Thank you. Calling in on the Pleiadians at this time, having a Pleiadian activation. Be aware, right, and discern what energy you're calling in. Always create that 12th dimensional shield. Protect all aspects of your existence, so that you don't allow certain energies in that are not Pleiadian, but they act like Pleiadian. I have to say it, okay? But also, there's a specific guide. This is just for one person. This is just for one person, and whoever I'm talking to right now, you already know you have a Pleiadian guide, all right? Call on that Pleiadian guide. But there is this heart opening, this heart awakening, this heart healing. It's opening slowly. You know, your heart has opened slowly. It's not a race. You don't need to race to the finish line. Take your time to heal. And I guess the last message I want to say that's coming from the Pleiadians is do not compare your path to others, right? You have your own path, your own experiences, your own memories, your own life, your own lessons, your own contracts. Just because you're not where someone else is already doesn't mean that you are not succeeding the way that they are. Does that make sense? Okay, I hope this helped. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, so those of you that chose pile 2, you chose this blue opal. There we go. Now, this crystal's special to me. All right, it came to me at a very special time. I wasn't even looking, of course, right? It's weird how crystals and stones have a way of just finding you. They're kind of like tarot decks, or well, I can't say that because I'm a really bad. Well, not bad, but I collect a lot of decks. This is why we have, like, I don't know, 15, 16 cards out. But anyway, it's a good crystal for self-awareness. It's a good crystal for opening up your consciousness, opening up your third eye, opening up your crown chakra. Very good for intuition. Very good for bringing a balance and equilibrium in your life. And it's also very good for self-expression, okay? Needing to get whatever you need to communicate out and finding that encouragement and that empowerment and that courage to do so, all right? Okay, let's see what we got. We have High Priestess, Harness Mystic Power. Now, this card for me specifically... Did I have it? I didn't pull it out. I didn't pull any cards with the Goddess Isis deck, but I might remember at the end of this reading to do it for you. But you got Goddess Isis. Harness Mystic Power. There's an Egyptian... Of course, there's an Egyptian connection there as well. Suffering, Divine Teachers. Wow, okay. You guys are the warriors of the two. As above, so below. And apparently the alchemists. I feel like at one point in a past life, and I am planning on doing a past life reading soon here. I'm planning on doing a soul contract reading and a past life reading. But Heaven and Earth, I talked about that a little bit with group 1, but don't worry, that wasn't your reading. I feel like someone is like, I should have watched 1. No, this is your reading, okay? As above, so below. The alchemist. You're working through the alchemist archetype. You are the alchemist. It's actually supposed to be... That's interesting. I wanted to put it upside down. As above, so below. There's a lot of reflection. Like, you can even see it here. There's a lot of mirroring in your life. I don't know if someone is projecting onto you or you're projecting onto someone else. Or just life tends to do that. Life tends to... We'll get more information. Oh my God, I was just going to say that we'll read more into this. Get more information. There's something definitely here that you need to go into meditation with, or ask to have some kind of message in your dream state, or go see an astrologer or a reader or a healer, a medium, if you can, right? Always if you can, first of all, if you're financially okay to do so, or if you emotionally are open to it, but you can always just get your own guidance. You don't need to go to someone else. You can get it yourself, I promise. But there is... You're definitely working with Archangel Metatron, and that is his deck. You've got Archangel Metatron coming through. You've got a lot, so please, with pile one, I kind of laid all the cards out and then did the messages, but I feel like I'm getting bombarded with messages for your group. Man, I'm telling you, there was like, and it's now too. I think you naturally have a lot of ancient knowledge. Like you naturally know things, and maybe I feel like it's the suffering of the world. I feel like you feel a lot. Like you're definitely an empath, but it's a deeper level to that. You're almost like a collective empath, which is crazy. Like it's not just the people that you come across. You feel like the world's suffering. Okay. Pavati, the goddess of devotion. I am a love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. I don't know much about her. I'm gonna have to look more into that. But there's something here about sacred geometry too. I'm telling you, you are on a higher level of ascension than most people, or you're able to access a higher level of ascension. It's just hard, I think, in general, maybe because society and life, to access it, or you're just not sure how to do it, so that's where you get more information. Read books, man. I preach about books all the time, but I love reading. So if you don't love reading, then get an audiobook, or if you prefer to read online instead of in a physical book, or watch YouTube videos. I mean, YouTube is amazing for information. Always use their discernment, obviously, but whatever resonates. Yeah, a lot of messages. Achilles is coming up. Glory. Yeah, and it's funny because he fought to prove himself, and he was very much a man of the people, and he had a life and a story of sacrifice. He had a story of sacrifice. There's a heaviness in your reading, but it's a heaviness that's like an acceptance. Like, I've accepted my sacrifices. I've accepted my journey. I've accepted my path. Chiron. Where is Chiron in your birth chart? Okay? How is current Chiron transiting your birth chart? Get information on Chiron, because that's also coming through. Career transition. Well, there we go. See, that's why you were wondering if pile one, whoever was wondering if pile one was your pile, you were wondering because Archangel Chamuel was there, and he's here too for your reading. Your life purpose is triggered a blessed career change. I wanted to use okay, we're going to have to pull out 2 extra decks for you. So your career transition. It's information, it's teaching. You are the Hierophant. Okay? Look, I'm holding my breath because I feel like anyway. Earth, element, survival, adaptable, reliable. That's the problem. I think it's more of a, well, if I change my career, if I shift my job, how am I going to feed my family? How am I going to pay my mortgage? How am I going to? Let me tell you something, okay? And I need to practice what I preach. But when I was doing readings professionally, astrology and tarot, I wasn't making shit. I was not making shit. I had beautiful people who were very loyal and supported me. And some of you watching right now are part of those people. And it still blows my mind. And I get humbled thinking about it. But I wasn't. But let me tell you, when you do the work, excuse me, for the universe, okay? The universe does the work for you. I can't explain it. I have no logical explanation for it. But things just naturally worked out for me because I was doing collective work. Okay? You have to just have that faith. Whatever this is about. Air Dragon helps you rise above earthly matters. That's your problem right now. That's clearly the message, is like, you are beyond elevated, evolved. All right? You are so much more evolved as a soul. And I think, unfortunately, well, I shouldn't say unfortunately, because you made the choice, but I feel like you made the choice to actually go backwards. Like, on a frequency level, which a lot of star seeds and wanderer souls and light workers do. You know, we choose to take it down a notch and get kind of like, it's almost like a culture shock to our soul coming back to the 3D existence. But that's you. Okay. So earthly matters really trigger you. Communicate honestly. Remember, we talked about that with the blue opal crystal. Brings inspiration and hope. See life from a higher perspective. You need to get that bird's eye view of your life right now. And of one situation, but just situations in general, or life in general, that is causing suffering. All right. You need to pick it apart. You need to research, study, gather information right now. Right now is a period of doing that, which is a perfect period because Mercury is retrograde in Aries. Okay, as I'm doing this reading, I know I made this timeless, but as I'm doing this reading, Mercury retrograde is the best time to do it. It's the best time. Mercury, I always say the term is going into the underworld, getting information from Hades and coming back to the top. So it's us accessing our unconscious and bringing it to the conscious. I feel like I'm out of breath for your reading. I can't figure out why, but I feel like I'm having a hard time breathing. Like it feels, again, there's almost like this heaviness or just the weight of, I don't know if it's responsibility or the weight of pressure, the weight of everything, but it's hard to carry. And again, it's not that you hate it or you have a grudge towards it or you're judgmental about it. It's almost like you just accept this weight as your burden to carry. I'm telling you, there's something here about Chiron. Definitely Achilles makes a lot of sense for that. Fire of transformation, radical purification, the violet flame, surrendering, and resurrection. So you have the phoenix spirit animal coming up as well. You obviously have the cat spirit animal, and the air dragon, obviously. But there's definitely and look at the trees. The trees have messages for you. Man, I got so much extra. I think your reading is going to be longer than the first one. So, okay, let me back up. Calling in our Archangel Metatron, for sure, and Chamuel, because he's here. But Archangel Metatron is your Archangel. All right, calling in for assistance in clearing with the violet flame. I think you're just, it's almost like your resurrection comes within the tree of life, like your tree of life. And this has been lifetime after lifetime of suffering and healing and suffering and healing. It's almost been like lifetime after lifetime of picking the scab. Please keep an eye out for when I do the past life reading, because I feel like one or two of you is going to have a message there. Rebalance, astral healing shield. So there is also that message. So, and if you're going to get information in the astral realm, first of all, it's so easy for some people. Like my 12-year-old, okay, literally came down the other day and was like, Mom, I'm having trouble sleeping. And I'm like, what's wrong? And in my head, I'm thinking, oh boy, because I know that anyway. And he goes, because he's a Pisces. He's like all Pisces. Like he has so much Pisces in his chart. It's ridiculous how much Pisces he's got. And it's all in the 12th and 1st house. So I said, what's wrong? I can't sleep because every time I fall asleep, I see myself on the ceiling. And I'm like, what? And in my head, I'm thinking, great. So he's having outer body experiences. And he's like, I tried to go through the wall. And I said, oh, did it work? Like try to make a normal conversation out of something that would freak out kids, normal kids. He's excited. He's like, I'm going to try to go through the door. And I'm like, okay. And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, well, now I got to pray for him. And I got to make sure that my guides are working with his guides to help him travel. So that he's not going somewhere he shouldn't be going. Because he's still a kid. But my point is, just like my child, you have natural ways of traveling in other realms. You have natural ways of accessing certain portals in certain dimensions and certain doors that most people want to keep locked. Meaning you probably had a lot of paranormal experiences growing up. You probably still have a lot of paranormal experiences. Like these are real ones too. Like I'm not talking about little things like, oh, when someone's going to call you. No, I'm like, when someone's going to pass away, if someone's going to get pregnant, or if someone's going to get hurt, or if someone's going to get a promotion, like, big things. You know when something massive is going to happen on the collective level. Like, you know if there's going to be a big earthquake. Like, you know if there's, you know what I mean? I am so 2444. I don't know how I can help you because you're on a much higher level than I am, naturally. And, of course, my guides are like, no, don't, no. But anyway, what I can suggest is to start researching, to start getting more information on how you can utilize these abilities, these natural abilities, to bring a balance, because you can't feel all the suffering. All right? You just can't. It's not going to work. You can't heal everybody. You can't fix everybody. Especially not just people, but also animals. I feel like you have this, like you would adopt every single fucking cat and dog in every shelter. Trust me, I feel you, but you can't. There is pain and suffering in the world, but it is not yours to carry. You are not Achilles, but you are. So, because you're so devoted. Yeah, that's why Parvati is there. This devotion that you have to Earth, because Gaia also. Let me just back up because she's coming forward. So Gaia is one of your masters. One of your ascended masters is Mother Gaia, and you feel like with this intense intuition and with this intense deep knowing and sense of self, and this higher awareness, this higher consciousness that you naturally fit in. Because again, and I'm not talking about like from 5D. I feel like you came from the 8th or 9th, like maybe the higher Lyran or Arcturian octave. I feel like you, 8th or 9th dimension, like you were up there. All right, and probably why I saw the 4s is that maybe you were one of the, special souls who got called for the missions. But it's not a maybe. It's a definite. My guys just said that. It's not a maybe. It's a certainty. Anyway, hold on. Here we go. Because I did stare at this and I said, nah, I don't think anybody needs it. But I felt it. I was like, maybe someone's going to need that. So for whoever is going through a career transition right now, it is a part of your life purpose. Okay? Now, let me put a disclaimer here, right? Sort of like a disclaimer. A purpose can come and go, right? We are ever evolving, changing creatures, right? Nothing stays the same. So it can feel like a purpose right now, and it can change tomorrow. I don't know if it would change that fast, but you get what I mean, okay? So just keep that in mind, because we put so much stress and importance on life purpose that we make it sound like it's one thing. When we make it sound like if we don't do it, we suck as souls. Like we're never gonna make it. We're never gonna heal. That's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I don't know who started that in the spiritual community, but it needs to stop. Okay. Builder. Your innate ability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishment. Now, for me, when this card comes out, it could be building a business from the ground up. All right. It could be literally carpentry, metallurgy, working with your hands, construction, something working with your hands. All right, sewing, or I don't know why I brought up sewing. You could be wanting to be like maybe a fashion design or seamstress or something like that. But yeah, very. I'm trying to think of like a mechanic, maybe architect, engineer, that kind of a thing. Travel. A life purpose involves traveling. So either it literally like you have to travel for your new job, or you have to move. Like you're relocating. Or it could be that you need to travel. Now this is not like, oh, well, I gotta always go on business trips. Like say, I don't know, people that do food videos on YouTube. Technically they're traveling for their job. All right? Writing. How did I know? You heal, inspire, teach, and entertain through the words you write. There's a lot of information within you. My left ear is ringing. Yeah. A lot of information. You are the alchemist. Remember, you're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing because it's working. Keep doing what you're doing because it's working. Animals. What did I say? I knew that was going to come up. You understand animals and communicate with them intuitively. Trust your inner guidance as the animals are a part of your life's work, literally. Leadership. Take charge of the situation. So this could literally be like taking a leadership role in your new career or just being a pioneer. School. The answer that you're seeking involves going to school. Now, my guides are saying not literal, but it can be if you're thinking about it. But like going back to getting more information, studying, researching, learning. Learning is a part of your life purpose. All right. I hope this helped. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one.